Now in Good Morning Northwest, she got away with hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry, stuffing inside designer handbags she stole from the same store. Now, police in Liberty Lake need your help to find it.
We're tracking more sunny and warm weather, but there is the other side to this great weather coin. We'll explain in just a moment.
And a pastor's journey to help the less fortunate sent his own life spiraling out of control. Why a man who wanted to help the homeless is now in danger of being homeless himself. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Ants is on vacation. It is Wednesday, October the 12th. Mark Peterson is here, though, with a look at that first alert forecast that continues to feel not very fall-like.
No, and I'm sort of thankful because the Extreme team now in day 3 and it's going to be beautiful weather. We'll be working outdoors today. So we'll talk more about that. 48 degrees currently. The sky ride, I mean, getting out to Riverfront Park or, heading out to any of the parks is going to be absolutely beautiful. Here are the 4 things you need to know. A cool, crisp start today, sunny and warm all through the week. The other side of that is that there is no hint of rain and we remain very dry. We look at the smoke forecast. Also, that high pressure trapping that smoke in our area. We're going to continue to be in that moderate range for air quality, and we'll continue to have smoke in our air. We'll have temperatures, though, today. 74 Spokane, sunny and 72 into Coeur d'Alene. Sandpoint, you'll be at 68 degrees for the high today, but still, for this time of year, absolutely perfect. We look at the next 12 hours. Again, we have not had the sun rise yet. We're about an hour and 3 minutes away from that. It's going to be a sunny day. Again, that high today, 74 degrees.
President Joe Biden has publicly addressed Vladimir Putin's nuclear threats. He now says he does not believe the Russian president will use nuclear weapons on the battlefield in the war against Ukraine. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk tracking all the latest details.
That's right, Derek. Although President Biden has said he does not think Russia will use nuclear weapons, he has warned that President Vladimir Putin's threats could lead to catastrophic mistakes.
I think he will. I think he is a rational actor who's miscalculated significantly.
Now, this comes after the president and other G7 leaders participated in an emergency virtual meeting about how to best support Ukraine in the wake of multiple missile strikes. At least 26 people have died from those 2 days of Russian missile attacks. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky pleaded for more air defense systems to help establish an air shield over his country. And the White House has said they were open to Zelensky's request for more air defense systems. Right now, 30% of Ukraine's energy infrastructure has been hit by Russian missiles since Monday. World leaders have pledged their support to Ukraine during this time period. The Secretary of NATO pledged that the allegiance would meet to step up and support Ukraine. Others publicly voiced their disapproval. Just this morning, Pope Francis condemned the bombing, saying, quote, "My heart is always turned towards the Ukrainian people, especially the inhabitants of those places where there have been relentless bombings." So far, Russian authorities have detained 8 people in connection with the explosion that damaged the only bridge between annexed Crimea and the Russian mainland. That's according to state media. Putin has said the damage to this bridge is the direct cause of the many missile strikes carried out on Ukraine. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Well, Liberty Lake police are asking for help to find a woman who robbed a furniture and jewelry store, stealing around $300,000 of luxury handbags and jewelry. Police say she hid inside the store until after closing. Then, once everybody left, the owner of Consigned Jewelry and Furniture in Liberty Lake says she broke into 3 jewelry cases using handbags from a shelf to carry that jewelry out. The owner is now offering a $50,000 reward to anyone who has information that can lead to an arrest.
It does feel like a gut punch to come in and have your cases emptied out.
Anyone with information is asked to contact Liberty Lake Police or Crime Check. The number for Crime Check is right there on your screen, 456-2233. Over the summer, a pastor from God's Love International sold his home to pay for a space to shelter the homeless. His dream came to a halt just 3 months later. Now it's all spiraling as he faces homelessness himself. At one point, Pastor Ronald Nelson was providing meals and beds to over 75 people without homes. The problem is the use permit for this building is for an office space, not a homeless shelter. And that placed it in violation of several city codes, including multiple fire and health codes. And because he's not technically recognized as a shelter by the city, he's not able to qualify for grants, so he's quickly running low on money.
So without this place, you'll have nothing?
Nothing. $103,000 for the upfront rent of the property with a $40,000 security deposit. So now I need emergency grants from someplace.
The city says Nelson can apply for a different use permit that would allow him to operate this building as a shelter, but he needs to be in compliance with these codes, and the building must stay empty until that happens. Well, Starbucks is closing one of its coffee shops in downtown Spokane. The store at 2nd and Division is closing down because of safety concerns for customers and employees there. The location is right near the House of Charity, and that corner has had safety concerns for years. The Starbucks moved to a drive-through only model back in July, but it will now close completely on October 23rd. Employees will be able to transfer to other Starbucks locations. Here's a new preview of the student loan forgiveness website. Its launch is expected later this month. An official says they took care to make the application simple and straightforward. The goal is to begin to get the debt relief process before the new year, when the student loan payments will unfreeze. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:06. Let's send things back over to Mark Peterson with yes.
Well, they're going to unfreeze those, but we haven't freezed yet. I was trying to do something there, and I failed.
Yeah, we have those overnight temperatures continue to be in like the mid-40s, right?
For us, yeah, up north we did get some 30s. There's no doubt. We were expecting a little bit of patchy frost. Not a big deal today. 71 yesterday. Will be warmer today. That full forecast coming your way.
And planning and practicing a home fire escape plan is the theme this Fire Prevention Week. We're live at the Spokane Fire Department talking about making that fire escape plan and how smoke alarms make the difference between life and death.
And the champion of the biggest competition this fall has been crowned. We have the results from Fat Bear Week coming up.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
This is the beautiful Nissan Rogue. Check it out. Futuristic front, spacious interior, and a functional rear hatch. But beauty is only part of why we know you'll love this SUV. There's numerous safety features, driving modes for snow, off-road, sport, and even hands-free. Important rear driver assist and automatic braking systems. Plus, lane safety with blind spot detection. The Nissan Rogue is a great SUV, and our friendly dealership is a great place to test drive one. Just off Highway 95, Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
It's time to get your home ready for the holidays this week at Walker's Furniture, as they offer double your sales tax discounts or no minimum purchase, no money down, no interest for up to 5 years financing.
Upgrade your living room or expand your dining room seating with style. Or get that bedroom set you've always wanted. Plus, get a double sales tax discount or no interest for 5 years financing.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
At Just Between Friends, you'll find everything you need for your family. It's all here.
I've been shopping in JBF since my kids were little, and we just love it.
Is the one-stop shop for everything that you need for your kids and your grandkids.
I'm a first-time mom. I got a lot of clothing, shoes, I got a changing table. It's been a lot of fun.
Such a blessing to be able to shop, sell, and save at JBF. This has been a game changer for our family.
Just Between Friends at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds this weekend.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
Save your greed!
All right, welcome back. Here is a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Wall Street looking ahead to tomorrow's government inflation report. A bigger than expected rise could add to expectations the Fed will hike rates another 3/4 point increment at its next meeting. Yesterday, the NASDAQ dipped into a bear market. The S&P 500 also falling. That index, along with the Dow, are already in bear markets, defined as a drop of at least 20% from a recent high. About half of registered voters in the U.S. say they are more motivated to vote in next month's midterm elections than they were in previous elections. And abortion is a key issue driving that motivation. That's according to a new survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation. Exactly 50% of U.S. voters now say the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade has made them more motivated to vote this year. That's up 7 percentage points from July. More U.S. workers could qualify for minimum wage and benefits under a new government proposal. The Labor Department would replace a ditched Trump-era benchmark with lower requirements for defining employees as contractors. The stocks of gig companies like Lyft and Uber falling on that news. The proposal is open to comments through the end of November and might not take effect for months.
Hey, time for the 10-second takeaway. On a Wednesday morning, it's going to be, again, the need for some layers out there, unless you're Derek Dice. He just holds out till it's 30 degrees outside. Our high today is going to be 74 and sunny. Grab the shades.
Still haven't worn a jacket to work yet, Mark. Well, the results of the biggest competition of the fall season are in. We are about to reveal which bear was crowned the champion of chunk. So let's get to know the finalists a little bit. Our first finalist is bear 747. This bear is a large adult male. He has a blocky muzzle and a floppy right ear. 747 has wounds and scars on his face, but he's a handsome bear nonetheless, famous for his big belly and dark brown fur. We also have bear 901 in the running. 901 is a medium-small bear, but she is quickly growing. The female bear is 2.5 years old. Bear 901 may soon be raising some cubs, so let's congratulate her on her soon-to-be motherhood. And the winner of the 2022 Fat Bear Week competition is bear 747. Congratulations. It's actually his second victory in the last 3 years. 747, who weighs up to 1,400 pounds, is the biggest bear known to catch salmon at Brooks River. All right, a lot of votes online for the big guy. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:12. This week's Extreme Team is renovating the Karl Maxey Center. But who was Karl Maxey? Coming up, how the local civil rights leader influenced Spokane and the legacy of his own family. And it's Fire Prevention Week. We'll take you live to the Spokane Fire Department, where Destiny Richards will have tips to help you plan an escape in case a fire happens in your home.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Trends come and go, but luxury's always in style. Now's your chance to buy beautiful Kerastan flooring at a price you can afford. During National Kerastan Month, you can save on Kerastan flooring. Elevate your decor with the designs and quality of Kerastan carpet, or choose from Kerastan's Luxcraft luxury vinyl tile collections. Don't miss your chance to live beautifully with Kerastan. Hurry in now to Skelton's Carpet One in Lewiston.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Get ready to vote with 4 News Now for the People coverage. What do you want to know about this year's ballot? Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
At 23, I quit my nursing job to care for my wounded husband, student loans and all. We are living proof that the American dream is about hand-ups, not handouts. That's why I think it's insane that Joe Biden and Patty Murray are sending a stadium full of new IRS agents to force families making less than $75,000 to pay for someone else's law degree. It's division wrapped in intimidation, and I will stop them. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
If you need a new mattress, what you don't know could end up costing you. Come to Twilight Bedding Mattress Factory and talk to the experts. We make your mattress right here in our factory, so we can tell you exactly what it's made of. Twilight Bedding is also the only place in the area where you can still buy a double-sided mattress. Visit our website to learn the top 10 questions to ask when buying a mattress, and then come see us. Sleep Right by Twilight.
Right now, before rates go up, get what you really want. The coolest cars, the most powerful trucks, and the hottest SUVs. Get the max for your money during the Time to Buy event. 0 down, 0 payments till next year. 0 cost max lifetime warranty. 2.9% interest. And get this, $4,000 over KBB for your trade. Plus, get a $250 gas card with purchase. Right now, the Time to Buy event. Hurry in, 7 days only. It all ends Tuesday night. Only at Max Auto Sports.
Whitworth's Health Science program is expanding in a big way.
And now's the time to make plans to advance your career by joining us in one of our emerging advanced degree programs. Our 38,000 square foot health science building will house simulation labs and classrooms that resemble actual clinical environments and allow for interprofessional collaboration. Everything you need to take the next steps in your career and help people live better lives. Learn more today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's now 6:15. This week's Extreme Team project benefits the Karl Maxey Center. Its namesake, the late Karl Maxey, was a prominent figure in the Inland Northwest. As the first black attorney in Eastern Washington, he fought for civil rights. So we sat down with his grandson, who's an attorney now himself. Morgan Maxey says his grandfather was a person people looked up to. His work surrounded the pursuit of equal justice. Maxey was the first black man to graduate from Gonzaga Law School. He was also an NCAA boxing champion. But he spent most of his time fighting outside the ring for equal access and opportunity. Maxey says 2 of his grandpa's cases stick out to him. One was when he defended the right to open a business, and another when he did the same so a man could get something as basic as a haircut.
He was kind of a gentle giant. I didn't really get the chance to know him very well. He passed when I was 6. From the stories I heard from my father is that he really cared deeply about the people that surrounded him and the general population. He wanted to make sure, like I said, that people had those equal rights.
Morgan Maxey says he believes Spokane is a better place for all people because of the work his grandfather did. All right, so how's the project going so far? Here's Mark Peterson as we get ready for day 3.
All right, Tuesday was quite a day. It was very busy. One of the keys is that red was suspect. People didn't think they liked my color. The architect and some of the people in the know at the Karl Maxey Center said they love it. So, win for Mark. They don't like it when I pick colors. Speaking of colors, let's go inside. It's grays, light, medium, and dark, and that's what Horizon Credit Union is putting on. Once again, they've got the best painters and volunteers in the world. They put that up, but it's across the hall, across the room, it's almost as wide as a hallway. It is about the kitchen place with their cabinets, Band Construction putting in cabinets, as well as Stuart Lee and our buddy Bo Grillo. But anyway, they get those put on. Kapal put on the custom-made stone, and it's absolutely beautiful. With granite tops, 3 centimeters thick. It's not going anywhere, and it's going to last forever. So we thank everyone who helped today. Mountain States Electric was getting a bunch of stuff done, and guess what? They've expanded their project in this project. So we're going to have even cooler stuff to show you. Today, it's all about going up. We're going to get some stuff done on this back patio that's going to be amazing. We want you to watch tomorrow and see what it is. 4 News Now in the Extreme Team. I'm Mark Peterson at the Karl Maxey Center.
That was fun.
You're saying there was a little pushback on the color?
I have picked some bad colors in the past. Self-admit, but I go, if no one else is going to step up, I'm going to pick a color and we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's good.
But I worked with Rada Paint on some of the color choices, and that brick red was really bright. But I think it's going to work beautifully.
Yeah.
You know, they love those active colors there, and they want that to pop.
Sure.
It pops. Mackin & Little, Ty, thank you very much for coming in, doing a little plumbing, and putting a hose bib on the back so that in the future they can have some plants back there and get them watered. All right, 12-hour planner, as we look at our forecast for the Spokane-Coeur d'Alene region, it's going to climb up nicely, 74. That's going to start about 3, lasting till 5. We'll have temperatures at 11. It's going to be 60 degrees, but then we'll warm from there. Currently, 33 in the Mead. We talked about those frost conditions potentially, but you get along the I-90 corridor, low to mid 40s, officially Spokane International 48. Why they're so much warmer than downtown? Haven't figured that out yet, but it's always that way. Into Post Falls, you're at 42 degrees. We look at the satellite and radar, and you've got to go way to the north and the west to find that cloud cover, to find that low that is affecting areas of Canada and Alaska. But we're under that dome of high pressure, and that high pressure is going to continue not only today, tonight, tomorrow, but we're going to see this continue all the way into Friday and pushing all of that cold and wet weather into areas of the Great Lakes and then beyond into parts of New England for a cool weekend. Will continue to be sunny and warm all the way through. So today, temperatures in the mid-70s, 74 into Deer Park. Hayden, you're going to be at 72. Spirit Lake 70. We'll see temperatures into North Idaho. Sandpoint, you're going to be at 68 degrees, so it's going to be very nice. Our planning forecast for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, it's going to be low 70s. That's going to continue not only today, but as we talked about, all the way through the weekend into the beginning of next week. We could see next weekend with a little bit of an oops when it comes to temperatures, but I got to tell you, things are looking pretty good right now. Oops. Well, maybe not an oops, but about time. Maybe that would be the better part of it. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that.
All right, Mark, thank you. Well, fire won't wait. Plan your escape. That's this year's theme for Fire Prevention Week, according to the National Fire Protection Association. Having an escape plan in case of a house or apartment fire could be critical to saving you and your family's life in an emergency. Destiny Richards is live with the Spokane Fire Department on the importance of a fire escape plan and how to come up with one.
Yeah, it's actually really easy to come up with a home fire escape plan. We learned this morning, but it's always good to know why that's so important. And we are here with Jamie McIntyre. For those just joining us, tell us just about that importance of creating the plan and practicing it at least twice a year.
Yeah, so it's important to have a home fire escape plan because you can have as little as 2 minutes from the time your smoke alarm goes off to safely evacuate. So it's important to practice that and have the muscle memory of knowing the right way to do it so that you don't go the way that you always go, but take the safest route.
Yeah, and if you missed it in the last hour, we actually created a fire escape plan right here. Just make sure that you create 2 plans of escape to a meeting place outside, particularly from the bedroom, because you'll most likely be asleep in your bedroom when a fire starts and you're unaware of it. And just tell us about people that may have family members who are visually impaired, physically impaired, hearing impaired. What are some ways to help them get out safely?
Yeah, so it's important for specialty populations to have those extra plans in place. If you have young children in the home, you likely will need to designate someone to help them evacuate. If there's a person that is deaf or hard of hearing, we encourage them to reach out to their local fire station. There are resources available for free specialty alarms for the deaf and hard of hearing community. And then if an individual is living with a vision impairment, it's important for them to have familiarity with the environment in their home, especially if they're traveling, to make sure that they feel comfortable and can safely get out within 2 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about smoke alarms and a free smoke alarm install that's happening later this month with the fire department. Live with the Spokane Fire Department, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
All right, important stuff, Destiny. Thank you. Good morning, Northwest. Time is now 6:22. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. For 7 innings, everything went right for the Mariners in Game 1 of the ALDS in Houston. But those last 2 innings, they were an absolute nightmare. Alex Crescenti recaps the emotional roller coaster next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Danzas de Vida, Dancing with Life, Mexican Mask Exhibition at the MAC. See a selection of over 50 traditional and contemporary dance masks with dance regalia and videos of the artists, dancers, and performances going on now.
Come by the general store for all your workwear needs. Keep safe, keep warm, keep dry. Whatever you need, we've got you covered. Work pants, gloves, jackets, shirts, and all your favorite brands. Wherever you work this winter, we've got you covered.
At Coeur d'Alene Wigs, we have that great hair day every day waiting for you. Change your style in a matter of minutes to suit the occasion or your mood. So many possibilities await. From full wigs for a completely new look to toppers and ponytails to enhance your current style. Coeur d'Alene Wigs carry styles for the whole family. Appointments recommended, walk-ins welcome. Coeur d'Alene Wigs, where it's a great hair day every day.
Safe Passage provides counseling, shelter, and resources for survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking across North Idaho.
Safe Passage offers 24-hour crisis lines, shelter, court advocacy, licensed counselors, and more for survivors of all ages. Our services are free and confidential.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Safe Passage as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our communities stronger at numericacu.com.
Danzas de Vida, Dancing with Life, Mexican Mask Exhibition at the MAC. See a selection of over 50 traditional and contemporary dance masks with dance regalia and videos of the artists, dancers, and performances going on now.
The Seattle Mariners were just 1 out away from taking Game 1 of the American League Division Series against rival Houston on Tuesday, but couldn't hang on, and this is a loss that Mariner fans are going to remember for a long time if they end up losing in the round. The M's got off to a hot start, jumping out to a 4-0 lead in just the second, thanks to a couple of big hits by Julio Rodriguez and Ty France. In fact, the Astros starting pitcher Justin Verlander only made it 4 innings, giving up 6 runs on 10 hits. And in the 7th, it looked like this game was just about over as Eugenio Suarez came through with a solo home run to make it a 7-3 ball game, but the bats of Houston simply too dangerous. In the 7th, Alex Bregman hit a 2-run shot to left to make it a 2-run ball game, and then in the bottom of the 9th, Robbie Ray came in to close the game with 2 men out and 2 men on when Yordan Alvarez went deep on the second pitch of the at-bat, and that is an absolute no-doubter as Houston walks off the Mariners in a game where it felt like Seattle had to have in the series. The offense of the M's absolutely going off for 7 runs on 13 hits, but even then, it's just not enough.
And today, I thought we had it in hand. You got to give them credit. Certainly, they've been in this spot many times before, and you don't quit, but they got some huge hits late in the game against some of our better guys. So we will respond. These things happen throughout the course of the year, and we talked about it coming into the playoffs. You are going to have games. You're going to have moments where it doesn't go your way, and we will respond accordingly tomorrow. We'll get after it again.
Mariners will now have Wednesday off before getting back at it on Thursday afternoon, so a chance to hit the reset button and move on. Luis Castillo will take the mound in Game 2.
It was just so painful watching that 9th inning yesterday. Well, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:27. Before we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the case made famous by the podcast Serial now concluding with a bombshell ending. All charges dropped against the man who spent 23 years in prison, Adnan Syed.
This is a prepaid call from
Adnan Syed. Interviewed on a prison phone, always maintaining his innocence for the 1999 murder of his high school ex-girlfriend, Hae Min Lee.
I mean, no way. I had absolutely nothing to do with Hae's murder.
He got his first taste of freedom last month when a judge overturned his murder conviction after a year-long investigation revealed 2 other possible suspects and accusations that former prosecutors withheld crucial evidence. He'd been on house arrest ever since.
He is elated. He is joyful.
And coming up at 7 a.m., George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with the state's attorney for Baltimore City, Marilyn Mosby, in a live interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with Sanofi flu vaccines, which help prevent flu in older adults. They've even been shown to provide better protection from flu-related complications compared to standard dose flu shots.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flublok quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
This flu season, you do have a choice. Choose the protection of a Sanofi flu vaccine. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which Sanofi flu vaccine is right for you.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Is your home ready to make warm memories this holiday season? Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. From Roman shades and screens to draperies and shutters, Factory Rep Blinds has every type of window treatment from all the major brands. Not only do they install at no extra charge, but they'll bring samples to you. Call for your free consultation at 509-327-9637. That's 509-327-9637. Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. We do the work. You enjoy the results.
My husband has diabetes.
Even with health insurance, we're having a hard time affording our medications.
Thankfully, we have Patty Murray fighting for us in the U.S. Senate. She kept at it till Congress finally lowered the cost of prescription drugs.
And capped insulin for seniors at $35 a month.
Now we'll save thousands every year. We know when Patty is back in the other Washington.
She is working for us.
I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
All right, the 4 News Now Story Tracker taking a look at the stories you're reading about online. We are looking in depth at Camp Hope this morning. New information shows nearly 200 people have left the camp since July. Good news, according to camp managers. They tell us some who left the camp have moved back in with family, found transitional housing, or went to the Trent shelter. Starting today, people living there will get help with important documents like birth certificates, IDs, and Social Security cards. And as people start to leave the camp, more security is on the way. The Department of Transportation now wants Camp Hope patrolled 24/7. It just signed a new contract with a security firm to see the plans for security increases and why one person with 15 years experience in private security didn't want the job. You can look at this story and all our Camp Hope coverage on KXLY.com. Well, big dreams for TikTok, the company aiming to boost its e-commerce business in the U.S., posting recent job listings on LinkedIn, looking for candidates to develop its Fulfillment by TikTok shop. Listings say the social media giant wants to provide warehousing, delivery, and item returns. One listing even mentions a global e-commerce team. Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Nance is off for the week. It is Wednesday, October the 12th. Mark Peterson is here with a look at that first alert forecast, which continues to be nice and warm.
And dark in the morning. We won't see we won't see the sunrise till 7:05, but well, it's a clear sky, and that Hunter's moon, the waning Hunter's moon, still high up in the air, 48 degrees currently, so we continue to remain very stable. Winds are going to be light today. Cool, crisp start, no doubt about it. Sunny and warm today. Again, a normal high is about 60. We're going to be into the mid-70s. All through the week, we're going to see beautiful weather, and there is no hint of rain, so we're going to remain very dry. That's the other side of this. Smoke forecast, we're going to stay in it a little bit because that high pressure is not allowing those cleansing winds from low pressure to affect it. So it's going to hang out around our area as the wind shift. It'll bring a little more smoke into the area. We should remain in moderate throughout the day. Your forecast, 60 as we head into the noon hour. Temperatures this afternoon, high of 74 expected.
A Florida jury will begin deciding today whether the gunman in the 2018 school shooting rampage in Parkland will face the death penalty. Sydney Charles, live at the Now Desk with details on this closely watched case.
That's right, Derek. This morning, the fate of the Parkland, Florida school shooter is in the hands of a jury as the prosecution asks for death. Closing arguments were heard yesterday in the trial of Nicholas Cruz, who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing 17 people. Cruz shot down 14 students and 3 teachers on Valentine's Day 2018 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High. Now, this was his former high school. Once deliberations begin today, all 12 jurors must agree in order for Cruz to be sentenced to death. The prosecutor is insisting that execution is the only appropriate punishment for Cruz, describing him as a cold-blooded killer, hunting in the hallways for victims with an AR-15.
Fires a third shot, and as she runs, he shoots her and severs her spinal cord.
The defense asking instead for a life sentence, calling Cruz, quote, broken and suffering from a brain disorder caused by his biological mother's heavy drinking while she was pregnant. The defense is also claiming he did not get the care he needed from his adoptive mother. If the jury chooses to recommend a death sentence, the jurors must be unanimous or Cruz will receive life in prison without the possibility of parole. If the jury does recommend death, the final decision rests with the judge, who could choose to follow the recommendation or sentence Cruz to life in prison. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Adams County Sheriff's deputies say 2,000 fentanyl pills are now off the streets. Law enforcement agents raided a house in Othello last night near Taylor and Andes. Deputies say the pills were packaged to sell on the streets. They say they also found 2 rifles, ammunition, and cash. They arrested convicted felon Jaime Garza on several drug and gun charges. It's a potentially dangerous problem plaguing kids. More than 2.5 million U.S. middle and high school students reported using e-cigarettes just this year, according to the CDC and the FDA. The 2022 National Youth Tobacco Survey shows nearly 85% of current middle and high school users chose flavored products. The most preferred are fruit, mint, candy, and other sweet flavors.
We need to clear the market of flavored products. But unfortunately, the FDA has missed deadline after deadline to protect our kids.
And the FDA says it's actively working to identify violations and will swiftly seek corrective actions, especially products popular among youth. Well, the White House wants to make Obamacare subsidies accessible to more families next year. The Biden administration ruled to give family members of workers access to subsidies on Obamacare exchanges if family plans are too expensive. Before this, workers had to pay the increased cost of premiums for adding family members to their health care policy. According to the White House, about 1 million people would either receive health care coverage or have premiums reduced under the new rule. If finalized, it will go into effect in January of 2023, but families can take advantage of it when they sign up during open enrollment, which starts on November 1st. NASA is officially calling its test to redirect an asteroid a success. It did that by crashing the DART spacecraft into the giant space rock. Scientists say the asteroid's orbit has been shortened by 32 minutes, which is much better than they expected. They were hoping to shave at least 10 minutes off of this pass. This was the first mission NASA has conducted with the goal of one day defending the planet. Pretty cool stuff for sure. Good morning, Northwest Time is now 6:37. Back to Mark Peterson, who continues to get to talk about his favorite decade here.
Yeah, I know. We're crushing the 70s this week, I'm telling you. Yeah, we're going to have it not only today, we've had it all month. We've not been in the 60s for a daytime high at all this month of October.
Yeah.
It'll continue to be this way through the weekend. Your full forecast coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What's the only thing better than one Pint House Burgers and Brews? How about 2? We are now open in the Spokane Valley. The same great sports and music videos, friendly staff and servers, gourmet burgers, and ice-cold brews. Pint House Burgers and Brews, now open in the Spokane Valley.
Twilight Bedding is the choice for all your mattress needs and now has 2 convenient locations in Spokane. Every mattress is manufactured locally, right here in Spokane, and crafted to meet any need you have, whether it's for your bedroom, boat, RV, or your pet. Stop by either location today and talk with an expert about the mattress that's right for you. Sleep right. By Twilight.
Tiffany Smiley celebrated the overturning of Roe versus Wade. There's no way I can trust her to protect us.
Tiffany Smiley would tip control of the Senate to Mitch McConnell.
That is a disaster.
She could give Mitch McConnell the power to rig the courts with more anti-choice judges.
And pass a complete nationwide abortion ban. This is serious stuff.
And Tiffany Smiley still supports Donald Trump.
No way. No way.
No way we can trust Tiffany Smiley.
Women voters responsible for the content of this advertising.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
For over 25 years, Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been your choice for the best in floor covering for your home or business. Dream it, design it, live it. Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet, North Idaho's premier flooring store.
Friend of mine, friend of the show, Jay Leno. And
Just put in your pound of ground pork.
Are you ready for some pork cake?
Like a pig ran into a box of Duncan Hines.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
What do you get when ice cold beer, gourmet burgers, sports, and the Pint House brand come together? Good times. That's right. Pint House Burgers and Brews is now open at the former Good Times Pub location in the Spokane Valley. It will always be good times at the new Valley Pint House Burgers and Brews.
Welcome back. Millions of women in the U.S. live in what's considered a maternity care desert, which means pregnant women can't get the kind of care they need because of a lack of hospitals, birth centers, or doctors who specialize in treating pregnant women. This makes it harder to treat pregnancy complications, and there's more of a risk the mother could die. About 36% of counties nationwide are maternity care deserts, according to the latest data from the March of Dimes, which says the lack of access makes the U.S. one of the most dangerous developed nations in the world to give birth in. Rural areas are the most lacking. And there's a new wrinkle in the issue after the federal right to an abortion was outlawed. Researchers say some of the same areas that don't have maternal care now have restrictive abortion laws, which make providers hesitant to set up there.
10-second takeaway on a Wednesday morning, looking really good. I mean, we're going to have maybe some layers early on, unless you're Derek or Alex Rosenti, who says it's still too warm for jeans. It's going to be a sunny day today, though, and 74 for the high.
Well, according to the CDC, between 2016 and 2019, nearly 6 million children were diagnosed with anxiety and nearly 3 million were diagnosed with depression. Since 2016, the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force has urged screenings for depression in kids 12 and older. Now it's recommended kids 8 and older get screened for anxiety. Both recommendations apply to children who don't have a diagnosed mental health condition and who are not showing recognized symptoms of anxiety or depression. The task force says the screening should help primary care doctors identify conditions early on so children and teens can get the care they need as soon as possible. The recommendations were published Tuesday in the medical journal JAMA. Well, Good Morning Northwest time is now almost 6:42. Destiny Richards is live at the Spokane Fire Department this morning.
It's that sound that can make the difference between life and death in the case of a house fire. Coming up, we'll talk about how smoke alarms play a role in creating your home fire escape plan.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Watch 4 News Now as the Extreme Team upgrades the Carl Maxey Center. What we're going to do is go in and get into the next phase of operation. That's going to be a new library. There's going to be a place in back. There's going to be a nice patio. Watch 4 News Now's Extreme Team, sponsored by Horizon Credit Union.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
Not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
I seem to be having a problem with my heat. It seems to be making this sound.
Oh, no worries. We can certainly take care of that for you. At Mainstream Heating and Cooling, we speak your language.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
Every day is trophy territory at the general store downtown. Trophy thrills, trophy deals, trophy warthogs. Yes, trophy warthogs. For over 75 years, the general store has been your location for all the ammo, hunting, fishing, and camping gear any outdoor pro could ever need. Your trophy adventure starts at the general store.
At Just Between Friends, you'll find everything you need for your family. It's all here.
I've been shopping in JBF since my kids were little, and we just love it.
Is the one-stop shop for everything that you need for your kids and your grandkids.
I'm a first-time mom. I got a lot of clothing, shoes, I got a changing table. It's been a lot of fun.
Such a blessing to be able to shop, sell, and save at JBF.
This has been
a game changer for our family.
Just Between Friends at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds this weekend.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
All right, welcome back. It's now 6:45. In a house fire, you could have as little as 2 minutes to escape. That's why the Spokane Fire Department wants you to create and practice a fire escape plan with your family this Fire Prevention Week. Destiny Richards is live with the fire department with how to keep your family safe in a fire emergency. Destiny.
Well, the biggest way to keep your family safe is to create and practice that fire escape plan and to have properly working smoke alarms. Now, in a fire escape plan, you want to mark those in your plan where those smoke alarms are. And Jamie, you've been live with us all morning. Tell us a little bit about why smoke alarms are typically in bedroom and hallways.
Yeah, so smoke alarms should be placed high up on the ceiling because smoke rises to the highest point. And you want to have them in rooms that are used for sleeping because often when we're not awake, we're not going to be alerted to the presence of smoke in our home. So having working smoke alarms in rooms that are used for sleeping, in the hallway outside, and it's also important to sleep with your door closed to have that extra level of protection.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked before about those different sounds. Obviously, the long beeps are when the smoke alarm's going off. The chirps are when the batteries are low. Tell us about some ways that people can get a free smoke alarm installed that's coming up with the fire department.
Sure. So we have upcoming smoke alarm install blitz in partnership with American Red Cross. On Saturday, October 29th, we'll be visiting homes around Franklin Park, offering to install those free alarms. We'll be putting door hangers on the doors earlier in the week so people will know if they're part of that program. And we still do offer our free ongoing install program. So if we're not visiting your neighborhood at the end of October and you are a low-income owner-occupied home, please reach out to the Spokane Fire Department and we'd be more than happy to get you on the list for our install program.
All right, great. Again, all good tips this Fire Prevention Week. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for more info on creating that home fire escape plan and to get those free smoke alarms installed. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, pretty important stuff to know to keep your family safe, for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to. We have them up there, and that chirping drives you crazy. You reach for the 9-volt battery.
Especially when the battery is starting to die. Yeah. All right, starting out cool. But then we climb back up into the mid-70s.
Yeah, and the overnight lows certainly into the low 40s, some 30s around our region. But we're going to warm up nicely. Temperatures, again, an average high is 60. We'll hit that at 11, and we'll be at 74 for the high today, much above average. So we're into the mid-40s, downtown Spokane, all the way across I-90. Then you jump into Idaho, a little cooler. Post Falls, 42. Coeur d'Alene, you're at 46 degrees this morning. Officially, we have 48 at the airport. And then down in Spangle, you're at 42 degrees. We look at what we can expect with, again, the cloud cover and the potential for rain, which does not exist. Everything is way to the north. I mean, like Alaska, Anchorage north, Juneau, and then across through Canada. So Calgary picking up some cloud cover. Any rain we're getting is now coming in out of the north. A little bit of snow that has fallen into the higher elevations of the Rockies. But for us, it's high pressure, and we're going to continue to see that dome of high pressure. A couple of things, keeping the fall weather with us and that summer-like feel, but it's also trapping in, again, the smoke and the haze. 75 in the Spokane Valley for the highs today. Liberty Lake, you'll be at 74. Spirit Lake, 70 degrees. Not too bad. We look at the overnight lows and another cool night. Colville at 33. We'll have those temperatures in there. We were expecting a little bit of frost this morning. St. Mary's at 40, Kellogg 48, and Coeur d'Alene at 46 degrees. We look at the planning forecast, and we're going to be into the low 70s all the way through the weekend into the beginning of next week, bearing in mind that, again, we've not had a high in the 60s yet in October, so it's very rare. What's not rare is when you have a lot of good people showing up for a great cause. The Extreme Team in action at the Carl Maxey Center. We've got a ton of support and a lot of help. United Floor Coverings early yesterday morning. I think they were in there at 6 a.m. getting that done. They got the floor laid and put in beautifully. And then the, again, Kitchen Place cabinets and Kapal Stoneworks combined for beautiful end of the library setup for where the books are going to go. Rada Paint has given us a ton of paint, including the exterior. So with all the preparations that we've done, and Builders First Source, all our lumber came from them, and they made sure that we had everything we needed to do some improvements to the building and then get it painted. It's going to be a good time. We did find a lot of trash in the they purchased the lot next to them.
Yeah.
And so we went in, Horizon Credit Union, and said, I think there's some stuff over there. Could you pick that up? And Josh Ashley and Ashley Hauling will pick that up, a whole trailer full.
That's great.
And it's so really beautification inside and out.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't wait to see the whole thing. All right. Good morning, Northwest time is now 6:50. Your morning sprint coming up next. Don't go away.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Have you had your furnace checked out this year? Now's the time to get our best deal. We have certified technicians available this week to get a safety tune-up for only $99.
324-7884 Spokane Comfort Systems.
Browning Pro Steel Safes offer industry-leading storage solutions with fully adjustable shelving, high-capacity barrel racks, and patented door storage. Your adventure begins and ends with Browning Pro Steel Safes.
Available at Safe and Vault store in the Spokane Valley.
Chewelah Casino's annual Halloween Boo Bash is Saturday, October 29th. This year's theme is Heroes and Villains. Dress up in your favorite Heroes and Villains Halloween costume. You could win your share of $1,800 cash, cash prizes, and door prizes. Costume contest, music with Key 101, jackpots, food, and fun. Chewelah Casino is the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
You hear stories every single day of people being mugged or shot.
I've been accosted by homeless people and drug addicts.
It is absolutely not safe.
We're lifelong Democrats.
I have voted for Patty Murray many times.
At least 5 times.
But I just can't do it this time.
We're voting for Tiffany Smiley.
Vote Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley is the right person for the job.
She gives me hope.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
The nonstop sirens. This is why you don't vote for Patty Murray. It never used to be like this.
Are you afraid your furnace won't last much longer? Does it make weird noises? Don't wait. We have certified technicians available this week for our $99 safety tune-up special.
324-7884 Spokane Comfort Systems.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, it is 6:53. Time to get you ready for your Wednesday here in the morning sprint. It is Fire Prevention Week, and Destiny is live with some life-saving tips for your family. Sydney Charles with the latest details on deliberations for the Parkland shooter set to begin today. But we have a beautiful day ahead of us, so let's get right to Mark Peterson.
Oh, it's going to be great. First alert weather and that first alert forecast. Excuse me. I get all choked up. It's so nice. We are going to see a continuation of clear skies. Temperatures today are going to be into the mid-70s in Spokane, low to mid-70s into the Coeur d'Alene area. You're heading into Coulee City. You're going to have temperatures around 80 degrees. It's going to be 60 at 11. Our high today is going to kick in about 3 o'clock, 74. We'll hold on to that into dinner, and then, well, as the sun sets, we cool pretty quickly.
All right, Mark, thank you. President Joe Biden has publicly addressed Vladimir Putin's nuclear threats. He now says he does not believe Putin will use nuclear weapons on the battlefield in the war against Ukraine, but he has warned that President Putin's threats could lead to catastrophic mistakes. This comes after the president and other G7 leaders participated in an emergency virtual meeting about how to best support Ukraine in the wake of multiple missile strikes. Back here at home, Liberty Lake police are asking for help to find a woman who robbed a furniture and jewelry store. She stole around $300,000 worth of luxury handbags and jewelry. Police say she hid inside the store until after closing. Then, once everybody left, the owner of Consigned Jewelry and Furniture says she broke into 3 jewelry cases using handbags from a shelf to carry that jewelry out. The owner is now offering a $50,000 reward to anyone who has information that can lead to an arrest. A pastor from God's Love International sold his home to pay for a space to shelter the homeless. Now it's all spiraling as he faces homelessness himself. The problem is the use permit for this building is for an office space, not a homeless shelter. And that placed it in violation of several city codes. Because he's not recognized as a shelter by the city, he's not able to qualify for grants, so he's quickly running low on money. The city says that Pastor Nelson can apply for a different use permit that would allow him to operate this building as a shelter, but the building must stay empty until that happens.
And the fate of the Parkland shooter is in the hands of a jury as the prosecution seeks death. Nicholas Cruz, who pled guilty to shooting and killing 17 people at a Florida high school, is set to have his sentencing. Cruz shot down 14 students and 3 teachers on Valentine's Day in 2018 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High. Now, this was his former high school. Once deliberations begin today, all 12 jurors must agree in order for Cruz to be sentenced to death.
Well, Starbucks is closing one of its coffee shops in downtown Spokane. The store at 2nd and Division is closing down because of safety concerns for customers and employees. The location is right near the House of Charity, and that corner has had safety concerns for years. The Starbucks moved to a drive-through only model in July, but will now close completely on October 23rd. Well, here is a new preview of the student loan forgiveness website. Its launch is expected later this month. The goal is to begin to get the debt relief process before the new year, when the student loan payments will be unfrozen. Adams County Sheriff's deputies say 2,000 fentanyl pills are now off the streets. Law enforcement agents raided a house in Othello last night near Taylor and Andes. They say they also found 2 rifles, ammunition, and cash there. They arrested convicted felon Jaime Garza on several gun and drug charges. It's a potentially dangerous problem plaguing our kids. More than 2.5 million U.S. middle and high school students report using e-cigarettes just this year, according to the CDC and the FDA. The 2022 National Youth Tobacco Survey shows nearly 85% of current middle and high school users chose flavored products. Well, the White House wants to make Obamacare subsidies accessible for more families next year. The Biden administration ruled to give family members of workers access to subsidies on Obamacare exchanges if family plans are too expensive. If finalized, it will go into effect in January of 2023.
And we've been live at the Spokane Fire Department talking about the importance of creating a home fire escape plan with your family. You can have as little as 2 minutes to escape your home in the case of a fire, but that is only with working smoke alarms. So that's another important aspect this fire prevention week. But any time is a good time to create that home fire escape plan. You can go to our website, kxy.com, for all of the tips you need to know to create one and some opportunities with the Spokane Fire Department to get free installed smoke alarms.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, an exclusive interview with the Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker. It's his first network interview since the allegations of anti-abortion former football player paid for a former girlfriend's abortion. We're back with a final check of the weather with Mark next.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We actually have a new service that we're providing with video banking. We're here to really help them and connect on a way that other institutions really can't.
I'm Aaron Luna from 4 News Now. There's a lot on the line this election day. Before you vote, get informed with For the People coverage. Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Twilight Bedding is the choice for all your mattress needs and now has 2 convenient locations in Spokane. Every mattress is manufactured locally, right here in Spokane, and crafted to meet any need you have, whether it's for your bedroom, boat, RV, or your pet. Stop by either location today and talk with an expert about the mattress that's right for you. Sleep right by Twilight.
All right, good morning, everybody. Live look outside. You still see a little bit of that haze, and it's going to continue not only today, but through the weekend. We're going to be in the moderate when it comes to, again, that smoke in the air and our air quality. By lunch, we're going to be at 68 degrees. Our high today is going to be 74. That planning forecast calls for those 70s to continue dry and sunny all the way through the weekend. So make some plans to get outdoors, get some things done before fall really does arrive.
And we think it will arrive at some point.
Yeah.
We're just not sure when that's going to be. Mark, thank you so much. Thank you for watching Good Morning Northwest, Good Morning America. Starts right now. We'll be back with updates throughout the next 2 hours from here in our studios.